You're walking your dog on a quiet afternoon when he suddenly freezes, stares at the ground, and starts barking for no apparent reason. There's no one around, no animals in sight, nothing to explain it. Then, a few hours later, an earthquake rattles your town. Did your dog sense it coming? Can animals truly predict natural disasters like earthquakes, storms, or mudslides? Let's explore this fascinating question through remarkable stories, scientific research, and ongoing mysteries to uncover what animals might know that we don't. The idea that animals can sense disasters goes back centuries. In 373 BC, the Greek historian Thucydides wrote that rats, dogs, snakes, and weasels fled the city of Hellas just before an earthquake destroyed it. In 1805, people in Naples, Italy, noticed oxen, sheep, and geese acting strangely before a major quake. In 1906, horses in San Francisco grew restless hours before a devastating earthquake struck. One of the most striking examples comes from 1975 in Haicheng, China, where snakes emerged from hibernation and livestock refused to enter barns. These unusual behaviors prompted officials to evacuate, saving thousands of lives when an earthquake hit. These accounts, spanning centuries, suggest animals might detect something humans miss. Modern stories. A more recent and dramatic case occurred in 2004 when a massive tsunami, triggered by a magnitude 9 earthquake off Sumatra, struck countries like Sri Lanka and India. It was one of the deadliest disasters in history, claiming over 150,000 lives. Yet, eyewitnesses reported extraordinary animal behavior beforehand. Elephants were seen trumpeting and running to higher ground. Dogs refused to go outside, as if aware of impending danger. Flamingos abandoned low-lying breeding areas, and bats flew erratically. In one village near Galway, 2 dogs saved their owner's life by refusing their usual beach walk. When the tsunami hit, remarkably few animal carcasses were found, suggesting many escaped. Some argue this was due to their ability to swim or climb, but the timing of their actions points to something more. Scientific theories. What could explain these behaviors? Scientists propose several ways animals might sense environmental changes. One theory involves infrasound, low-frequency sounds below human hearing, produced by earthquakes, storms, or volcanoes. Elephants, which use infrasound to communicate over long distances, might detect these signals before a disaster. Other animals, like whales, giraffes, and certain birds, may also sense infrasound. A 2020 study suggested animals near an earthquake's epicenter could detect these sounds up to 18 hours in advance, offering a potential early warning. Another possibility is that animals detect changes in atmospheric conditions. Before storms, air pressure drops, which birds may sense, prompting them to fly lower or seek shelter. A 2014 study found golden-winged warblers in Tennessee fled 24 hours before tornadoes, likely due to infrasound from the storms. Folklore also notes frogs croaking more before rain, though scientific evidence for this is limited. Animals might also pick up on chemical changes in the environment. In 2009, toads near L'Aquila, Italy, abandoned their mating site 5 days before an earthquake, possibly detecting shifts in groundwater chemistry, such as radon gas release. Amphibians, with their sensitive skin, may be particularly attuned to these changes. Some animals could sense electromagnetic field variations. Migratory birds and sea turtles navigate using Earth's magnetic field, and disruptions caused by seismic activity might alert them. Research suggests animals like sharks and stingrays use electromagnetic induction, and similar mechanisms could apply to other species. Finally, animals may feel subtle ground vibrations, such as Rayleigh waves, which precede major earthquakes. Mammals, birds, and insects might detect these through their feet or bodies. A 2011 study in Peru's Yanachaga National Park observed birds and mammals behaving unusually before an earthquake, possibly due to these vibrations. Scientific research. Recent research offers intriguing insights. In 2017, scientist Martin Wikelski conducted a study in Italy, equipping cows, sheep, and dogs with trackers to monitor their movements. He found that when these animals showed 50% more activity for over 45 minutes, it often predicted earthquakes above magnitude 4.0, sometimes up to 20 hours in advance. The study correctly forecasted 7 out of 8 significant quakes. Wikelski also studied goats on Mount Etna, Sicily, noting unusual behavior before volcanic eruptions, suggesting they sensed impending activity. An international project called Icarus is taking this further by attaching trackers to animals and collecting data via the International Space Station. Researchers aim to identify patterns in animal behavior before disasters. Skepticism and Challenges. Despite these findings, many scientists remain skeptical. The United States Geological Survey states that animal behavior cannot reliably predict earthquakes, as there's no consistent link between specific actions and seismic events. Animals display unusual behavior for countless reasons: hunger, predators, or even boredom, which complicates interpretation. A 2020 study highlighted inconsistent animal responses, suggesting the signals they detect are complex and not always predictive. Controlled studies are challenging, as scientists need long-term data to distinguish disaster-related behavior from everyday quirks. Storms offer clearer signals for animals. Air pressure drops, humidity rises, and infrasound from thunder can prompt birds to seek shelter or migrate. Mudslides, often triggered by heavy rain, lack specific studies, but animals avoiding stormy areas might inadvertently escape mudslide-prone zones. For example, birds fleeing heavy rain could steer clear of hillsides at risk of sliding. These indirect predictions highlight animals' sensitivity to environmental shifts. The stories are compelling. Elephants fleeing tsunamis, toads abandoning ponds, dogs predicting quakes. The science, while promising, isn't definitive. Infrasound electromagnetic fields, chemical changes, and vibrations offer plausible explanations, but we need more research to confirm them. Current disaster prediction relies on technology like seismographs for earthquakes and satellites for storms. However, integrating animal behavior could enhance these systems, providing precious minutes or hours of warning. The potential is significant. Natural disasters claim lives and cause billions in damage annually. If animals could serve as an early warning network, it might save countless people. Scientists are working to decode this natural phenomenon, much like learning a language animals already speak. Projects like Icarus and studies like Wikelski's are steps toward that goal. So, what do we make of this? The next time your dog barks at nothing or your cat stares at the wall, it might be sensing something. A distant storm, a shift in the ground, or just a passing car. The idea that animals can predict disasters blends ancient observations with modern science, offering a glimpse into nature's hidden signals. While we can't yet rely on animals for predictions, the possibility is exciting. It reminds us how much we still have to learn from the creatures around us. What do you think? Can animals sense disasters before we do? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this exploration intriguing, give us a like and subscribe for more stories where science meets mystery. Keep watching the world around you, and maybe pay a little extra attention to your pets. They might know something we don't.